What is going on, guys? DBG here, and this is another episode of the No Money Spent Squad. So again, big thank you for 150k. We just hit it yesterday, and lads, the grind does not stop there. We are going to go for 200k by 2K20. Is it ridiculous? Is it a ridiculous goal? Probably, but or by 2K21. Sorry. Is it a ridiculous goal? Probably. Is it unachievable? I'm not gonna say it isn't. So. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. But anyway, this is another episode of the No Money Spent Squad. I think this is episode 174. So lads, looking at our squad right now, we have one glaring weakness, as the fact that Jarrett Culver starts point guard. So that's really what we need. We also have weakness at the center position. I'm perfectly fine with my 2, 3, and 4 on my starting lineup and my bench. I'm perfectly happy with these guys. I'm perfectly happy with Thon. I think Brogdon's decent. So there was one player I was looking to pick up. I haven't used. I don't know how much I like this card here, but honestly, so many people are so successful with him. I was considering picking him up, but I'm not paying 130k for Dwayne Wade, so I'm gonna go for another decent enough option. So in terms of my playstyle, Pete Maravich fits in perfectly. Yeah, today may not be the greatest day for buying him, but you know what? Videos don't make themselves, and we gotta do something for these videos. So hopefully I can get him for around the 50k mark. Maybe a little bit cheaper. I wouldn't like, again, I made a bunch of MT in the Hawks players, so I don't really mind picking up a card for 50k. Maravich might be a bad option. Okay, so I can get Maravich for 51k. That's not going to sell, so I can wait a bit of time. Well, one player I would definitely consider this guy right here. But the problem with Jimmer is that he's just too small. Jimmer is just too small to be really effective. Although he is a lot cheaper. So let's have a look at what cards you can get as in terms of point guards. So I wouldn't even mind a De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron Fox might be quite decent. See, like 33k. Okay, I can get Stockton, who I don't really like. I can get Nash. Nash has gone way up in price. He was like 12k at one stage. I don't really like Dave Bink. Don't really like Rondo. Don't really like any of the other players. So yeah, these guys are not. None of these are very good. 32k for a Jimmer is not bad though. Oh man, I think I might pick up Jimmer. I think I just might. Because, oh no, Jimmer doesn't have the defense though. He doesn't, but he has the offense. I'm saving 20k and he's good enough for offense. He's good enough offense, and he's not the worst defender in the world. So I might just pick up Jimmer, to be honest. But at the same time, I am playing in a tournament. So I'm playing in the Alefa Cup, which is starting next week, or starting on Wednesday. And I don't think Jimmer fits my lineup well at all. So I think I might. Oh, I don't. I'm gonna take Maravich, because Jimmer could get destroyed in the Alefa Cup, whereas I don't think Pete will. So the Alefa Cup basically is you can only use your starting 5, and for the squad, basically you can't use your bench at all. So just throw in bronze in the bench, and I think you need 20 points is the maximum you can spend on a team, and it's something like 8 points for a Galaxy Opal, 6 for a Pink Diamond, 4 for a Diamond, 2 for an Amethyst, 1 for a Ruby. So obviously in that type of scenario, I'm obviously going to go with Thon Maker here, wherever Thon is. So Thon's getting my center. No question about it, I'm putting in Cam Reddish at small forward. So that is 6 points there. Point guard is where I'm going to probably leave a blank for now. So that's 5 points, which means we've got 15 to work with. I wouldn't really mind running with... How many? 15 to work with, and if I put in an Opal, I don't have that much, so I think I might just go with... I'm going to wait and get Roko. I'm going to get Roko for this tournament and put him in at the 4. So that gives us 19, which means we've got 11 to work with from these two. So basically I can get a diamond and a pink diamond. So if I get Robert Covington there, and then I'm going to put in the 2 Kevin Porter Jr., and then we've got a pink diamond point guard that we can run with. So I don't know if I think I probably should run Maravich, because that gives us 6'5", 6'6", 6'8", Gives us a little bit better for guarding Simmons. And then obviously Robert Covington's going to be at the 4. So I can run with that. Or, and like I would run with Brogdon at the 1. And then it would mean that I can use a diamond center. But I don't think there is any diamond centers really that are better than Thon Maker, except for Bam Adebayo. I don't really want to buy Bam Adebayo. So yeah, I think Robert Covington's going to be the next one of these spotlight rewards I go for. And that pretty much means that, well, it's bronze point guards. That pretty much means that our team's going to be set. So I'm probably going to run with this lineup right here with maybe Pete Maravich and Rocco. Yeah, that probably is what I'm going to run with. Ideally, I would have probably gotten Dwayne Wade, but I'm going to buy Maravich just because I do really, really like Pete Maravich, and he does fit into my squad quite well. Yeah, I know I like to save MT because there's no need, but because I am playing in a tournament, I'm going to pick him up now. So, see, Pete Maravich for 50k. It's the most I've spent on a player in a lot since Lamar Odom. That is the most I've spent in a long, long time on a player. So 51.5k. You know what? It's a steep investment, but for one of my favorite cards in this game, it's worth it. It's worth it. We still have 300k to work with, and at the same time, we have a whole bunch of deadweight in the collection to sell. Like, I can still sell a lot of these cards. I can still sell Tony guys like Kukoc, Wallace that really don't have that much value to me, but are still going up. And then we still have our investments. We still have our Shaq investments. We still have our Thon investments. So we still have at least 200k kind of just sitting in the squad right now. So one other position is sorted. So basically, once we get Robert Covington as the lineup we're going to be running for the tournament. But replacing Jarrett Culver in the team now is Pistol Pete Maravich. So for any of you guys that have not seen Pistol Pete, I'm going to go over his release and his ratings right, or his release and hot zones right now. Quickly go over his stats. He's a 6'5" point guard. He's got 29 Hall of Fames, including floor general, dimer, range extender, quick draw, clamps, 22 goals as well. He's also got a great 3-ball in mid-range. He's got really good ball handle, solid defense, great speed, great lateral quickness, and while he's not a great dunker, he has a dunk tendency of 80, which pretty much all the non-dunkers have at this stage. Like Steph Curry has it, Kyrie has it, a bunch of them have it, Jimmer has it. But I think he's, of all those like shooting point guards, I prefer him. I prefer him to Wade, but apparently Wade is better. But I do prefer Pete Maravich than Dwayne Wade. But yeah, so now let's go on this hot zones and release. Then we're going to get on to the questions, then the game. So Pistol Pete, hot zones absolutely everywhere, and his release is ridiculously good. Like, if you guys have watched any of my gameplays where I use the best possible squads, Pistol Pete is legitimately, like, because again, I didn't have Brandon Roy in my best squad in the PC one. I literally am using Pistol Pete. He was dominant in my gameplay yesterday where I used an all Hall of Fame range extender squad, and he's been one of my most dominant players on my squad with all the opals in the game. Like, I've had T-Mac, I have Magic Johnson, I have Larry Bird, I have Carmelo Anthony, but still the player that tends to score the most for me is Pete Maravich, and it's just purely because of his release. Pete Maravich coming off screens is absolutely deadly in this game. Moving 3, standing 3, everything is just unbelievable. And it's a game of threes, unfortunately. It's a game of threes. It's a game of threes and post hooks. And while there are certain people that can thrive in the post hook setting, I would much rather shoot threes. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Anyway, now it's going 3. And now let's get on to the game. So now we're on to the questions. You always say ratings don't matter, and I don't understand why some players make more whites / missed time shots than other lower rate players. Could there be a correlation? There's not. That's the problem. That is the problem, is there is no correlation. For example, Channing Frye. A card that I have. Channing Frye cannot hit whites. I don't think I've ever hit a white with him. And Channing Frye, with coach, has a 99 3-point shot. However, let me think of a player that hits a bunch of whites. Actually, from my experience, Jeff Green. Jeff Green is one player that hits a ton of whites. Jeff Green has a 3-point rating of 85. So honestly, I'm telling you, there is no correlation. There is no correlation between ratings and white makes. There actually isn't. There was about 6 weeks where Ray Allen literally could not hit a white, and then they buffed up his white percentage. Honestly, there is no correlation. The game, like, hitting whites is luck. It is nothing to do with ratings. I understand why you might think it's ratings, but trust me, every single player with, well, not every single player, 90% of the players you use with a coach and with floor general have a 95 plus shot 3 anyway. So it is literally just luck. Next, you think the Prime Series 2 cards will go out up once Prime reward comes out? It depends on who it is. So if it's Shaq, if it's a speed boosting 3-point shooting Shaq, then yes. If, for example, the last Prime card is better than the reward, then no. So it all depends. So if the last Prime card, I don't think it'll be too expensive regardless of who it is. But if the last Prime card is someone that's cheap and also the reward is really good, then the rest of them are going to go up. So for example, if the Prime reward is, let's just say, for argument's sake, let's just say it's Chris Bosh and LeBron James are the last 2 players. If the Prime reward is Chris Bosh and the reward is LeBron James, especially an Opal point guard one, then it means that all of these cards right here will go up in price because the Chris Bosh will be really cheap. However, if it's the opposite way around, where Chris Bosh, for example, is in, or Chris Bosh is the reward and LeBron is in the set, and the reward is less sought after than the cards in the set, then I think they're not going to go up in price. So it really all depends on 1, who the last Prime player is, and 2, who the reward is. But in all likelihood, they probably will. Why do I use my face cam in streams but not videos? Basically because I record on my Mac. Basically, as soon as I finish hitting record button, or as soon as I stop the recording, the file's there ready to be edited on the Mac. However, on PC, it takes like a half an hour to basically format it into a video file. It's really weird with Elgato, so I can't really wait a half an hour after recording to start editing. So it's in real time on my Mac, and also I've tried to record Facecam on my Mac and I fried it. So as in it just shut down, it just couldn't handle it. So hence that is the reason why I do not use Facecam on videos, and I only use it for streams. You should get Eric Bledsoe. He's a beast, Hall of Fame team there. He's just small. He's probably, you're looking at the Eastern collection, there's not that many Eastern cards I want. He's probably going to be my next one because I might be able to give him a look in. I don't want Thibault. Bledsoe's alright. I don't really want Thice. I don't want Robinson. Don't really want Mitchell Robinson either. Definitely don't want T. Ross. I don't think Harris fits into my team, so... And neither does Van Vliet. So he's definitely going to be my next Eastern All-Stars player. Probably going to go for Rocco next. And then we're going to work on finishing out the East. And then after that, I'm probably going to go and pick up a Jackson Hayes to start off the West. But no, the goal is still to get Siakam. We're a lot behind schedule because I think the plan was to get three done a day. And we did that for the first 2 days. We had 6 done after 2 days. And how many do we have now? We've got 3 of these, 4 including Christian Wood, 5 including Hachimura, and then we got PJ Washington. So we got 7 done. So we're about halfway through the East. None really that I want to do. So I'm going to do Rocco. I'm definitely going to do Rocco today, but we'll see with the other things. But we should be able to get a few of them anyway. Bledsoe will definitely be my next for the East though. Then, come on, bro. James Harden is way better than Reddish. He's just not better. Reddish is better than Ingram. Reddish. I think Ingram and Siakam are better than Harden, and Reddish is better than Ingram. So, James Harden at the point guard position is basically... He doesn't fit that much of a use, to be honest, because the quick draw is too low. You can't really use him as a really lights out shooter. He's also not tall. He's not the best defender. He's not really tall enough to be a dominant tall player. I consider him maybe scraping the top 5 point guards in the game, but for my playstyle, I take Pete over him. I would take Pete Maravich because he releases the ball quicker. And the goal quick draw is kind of killer, and we know for a fact we're getting a better James Harden at some stage. Hopefully it's not in the next few weeks, but we know it's happening. But yeah, so anyway, that is pretty much it for the questions. Now let's get on to the game. Okay, so we're playing Jimmer, John Wall, Miles Bridges, Thon, and Ralph Sampson. I can just iso ball Thon, to be honest. That might be my tactic, to be honest. So we're not going to be able to guard Ralph Sampson. His bench is probably Evo Rondo, non-shooting Simmons, Tom Chambers. Should be alright, but no guarantees. But we can't guard Ralph Sampson, so if he really, really wants to, he can just start shooting post hooks with Sampson, and we can't really do much. It's Pistol Pete time. It's Pistol Pete time. It is Pistol. Oh. We got the open shot and we sold. We sold the first release with Pistol Pete. Oh no, he's dumping it into Sampson. Oh, I genuinely think I might need to buy what's his name? Or to put I keep forgetting his name. Rick Smith's in the squad just to like deal with the guys like Samson and stuff. Because yeah, Samson's like Rick Smith's, but way better. He's Rick Smith's with a bunch of Hall of Fame badges and a 3-ball. Like, that's literally what Ralph Sampson is. I don't think he's the greatest card in the world, but he's so frustrating to play against. It's open, and it's a sell right there, but it goes in by Pistol Pete. Let's go. We've got a bunt. We've got Brand. I don't think I should put Pistol Pete and Brandon Roy on at the same time, because he kind of takes a little bit away from what I do with Brandon Roy. Because everything I do with Roy, I then start doing Pistol Pete, and we go and green the 3-point shot with Danny Manning on the break. I'm a big fan of this Danny Manning card, if you guys can't tell. Bring the double, bring the double, bring the double. Get there. Ah, we were there. And they sell the release completely, but it still goes in. Fine, I don't think Jimmer's the greatest defender in the world. And we full white glitch it. It's not good. That was a perfect release. And see if he attacks us. Pete's right there. Good board. Round button. To Brandon Roy stepping into the 3-point shot. Who greens it? We're there. Oh, good extra pass. Give credit where credit's due. That extra pass was smart. We're letting him shoot 4 or 6 in the field, and we still have a 5-point early lead, so I wonder what it's going to be like once our defense picks up. Easy shot right there to give us the 8-point lead. You're 5 of 7 from 3. Good defense there by Dr. J. It's our board. It's maravich. Walks right into the 3, and they gave him way too much space right there and shoots it in Tom Chambers' face. There we go. Just like that, a 10-point lead. We've left him 2 wide open. He's not the greatest shooter in the world. Good defense, Maravich. Almost forcing the miss, but it goes in. It's fine. It's Brandon Roy's turn. This is literally just like, you take one, then you take one with Brandon Roy and Pete Maravich. Good job there by Roy. Let's go. We are firing on all cylinders offensively. Like, I don't feel like I'm playing a great game defensively. We are firing on all cylinders on offense. Back in. He's going to have to pinch in. Going to have to make a bad pass somewhere. To Roy on the move. This should be green. Yep. We got a 13-point lead here. And his starting lineup is killing it right now. They're straight up killing it. We can help him. We can help him. He can't shoot with Simmons. Let's go. Maravich is open this time. And Maravich greens the 3. This is literally Maravich and Brandon Roy just taking turns to score on them. And it's either they're getting their scores or they're double teaming on one of them. And it's left someone else wide open. Like, man, the two of these guys are ridiculous. They are absolutely ridiculous. We got space for 3. Pete Maravich greens it. Let's go. They are unguardable right now. The two of these guys together. They are absolutely unguardable here. They cannot stop them. Good pass right there. They are doubling the screens very badly. They're not doing a good job of guarding screens at all. I'm literally going to have to play use Worthy as a sweeper because Simmons is on the floor, which is alright. Like, I think I can afford to use him as a sweeper, because at least it means that, because if Simmons could shoot, then I definitely would have to play, yeah, like with Thonmaker on the floor, I have to play honest. I can't use Worthy as a sweeper too much. I still throw the odd double team, which I'll need to do, because I don't think I can't guard him single coverage, because again, like, anytime he does miss, he's going to get the board. Oh, we missed that one. It's fine. Make him think. Make him think. Make him think. Make him second guess himself. Good defense, and they got another board. He dive at that, and they finally hit it. Like, they got 4 offensive boards in that possession. It's a given they're going to get boards because of the players they have, but that's just not great by me, and it's a terrible shot. This is a ball game again. This is annoying. We went from complete control to this is a ball game very, very quickly. Bench needs to pick it up. Bench needs to pick it up. And we start by faking up Ralph Sampson and getting the dunk with Thon. I think I'm going to run the pick and rolls because of the way he's playing screens. I think pick and roll should give us a guaranteed basket every time. Have to leave. Go block there by Thon. We got lucky there though. We cannot rely on blocks. It's a terrible shot there by Porter. Good board by James Worthy, who gets the and 1 dunk. Okay, he's not going to the post hooks as much as he should be with this team. or with Ralph Sampson especially. Green there from Porter. And we've managed to get a little bit comfortable again, but he had this game brought very, very close by just dumping the ball into his one major threat. Like his team, he has a lot of threats in his team. It's a very solid team, but he has one major threat, especially with the lineup that I have, and it's Ralph Sampson. He's just not going to him enough. Shoot that. I can live with you shooting jumpers with a guy who is literally unstoppable in the post by anyone under 6 foot or 7'4". Like he is almost unstoppable in the post, Sampson, and he's not even going to him. Good shot there by Thon. Just like that, the lead might be our biggest lead of the game. Defense Thon. So they're not the type of shots you should be taking in this scenario. Okay, I think he's given up, has he? Maybe not, as Thon goes and greens the 3. Wide open DiVincenzo, greens the 3. Let's go. This is getting ugly fast. This is getting very ugly very fast. Started off as a blowout that they almost came back in, has now gotten really ugly. Should have a step on him. Easy. Done there for Christian Wood. Christian Wood's okay. I don't think Christian Wood's anything spectacular, but he's solid. He's the best of the Eastern Conference bigs anyway. He's a lot better than Mitchell Robinson, and he's a lot better than Larry Markkinen. As far as Eastern Conference centers go, Christian Wood's definitely the best in him, but I don't think he's the greatest card. I've used him in a few games. He's very meh. But yeah, so go in a minute or two of this lineup, and then we're going to send on the GOATs again. Mike Korzemba on the ball. And if you guys don't know why I'm calling him Mike Korzemba, just look at the player model for Jimmer Fredette. Doesn't look a thing like Jimmer, but it's literally Mike Korzemba. Right to the basket. The way he's defending screens is going to leave something open, whether it's a pop or a roll every single time. So I'm not worried at all about the way this guy's playing. Probably shouldn't have left him that wide open. Definitely shouldn't have left him that wide open, but you know what? We are up by 25 even with that shot, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. If they bring it back to me 15, then I can start to worry. It's open. That's a good contest. It's unlucky, and surely Wood's fast enough. Nope. Okay, so back to a 23-point game. Pick and rolls. Right into Wood, and almost a block there by Ralph Sampson, but he couldn't quite get there in time. I'm only worried again about one of his players, and it's Ralph Sampson. The rest of his team, I don't mind what they do. Like, I don't mind if he's out here hitting the shots with John Wall. Fair play to him. Like, fair play to him for hitting these shots. They're not easy shots to hit, but it's not what we're worried about here. And just like that, the pick and roll is wide open again. He's doubling the ball. He's doubling the ball handler every single time. Because I know maybe he's thinking threes less than 2, but 2 is a lot less than 0. So, you can't just be giving up a wide open 2 every single time. Like, I'm not playing defense. I'm straight up. I have not played defense in quite a while, and still I'm up by 22 points. So like that, we haven't burned. Okay, that's better defense there by him. To a wide open Christian Wood, green. You cannot leave him that wide open. Yeah, Christian Wood may not be the greatest shooter, but he's not a terrible shooter. Okay, double down, double down, double down. It's open. A terrible, terrible attempt at a peekaboo right there. I ended up slowing down a lot. Couldn't get the quick stop, and I know he greened the shot with Maravich, but that's just because Maravich is a god, not anything else. Lovely. They brought... Oh, actually, we can straight up guard them. They took off Sampson. I was like, if they have Simmons and Sampson, I can literally just play out a sweeper, but I took off Sampson altogether. Should have him burned. Up step in. Easy layup there by Pete Maravich. He's now got 17 in his debut. I'm going to him a lot more than I'm going to Brandon Roy at the same time, though. And I think it does take away from Brandon Roy's effectiveness, so I think I might just play Maravich with Kevin Porter. And then, so I can keep Brandon Roy or Maravich on the floor at all times. I know the two of them together are very, very difficult because it's literally a case of a screen. If it doesn't work out, giving it to the other one to run a screen. Good job. Someone should be open for a 3 right here. No. We're there. Help off, help off. Don't cut Brandon Roy. All you had to do was not cut. And we had a wide open shot right there, but you cut. All you had to do was just stay. Stay and do nothing. Do nothing would have been a lot better than what Brandon Roy did there. One more. A wide open shooter. Full white glitch. That's not how you want to end the play, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And we get another block there with Danny Manning, who's blocking so many shots right now. And he greens the 3. It's open, and that's green there from Wood. Man, if they gave Wood range extender as well, he'd be legit. Unfortunately, without range extender, he goes from being... He's good. He's okay. He's pretty good. But he would be insane if he had range extender. Man, this guy's out there selling like that with Jimmer. Come on, turn your meter back on, man. I actually love playing people because of the amount of meter snobs there are out there that think if you use your meter, you're a terrible player. I always love completely outshooting a guy who's using the meter. Who's not using the meter, sorry. You think it's an automatic sign of who's good or not. This should just sum it up here. Green light there from Kevin Porter. Let's go. Just like that's a 31-point game, and yeah, this is a game. It could have been worse for him as well. Could have been worse. If I'd been firing on all cylinders, it would have been worse. And I played a decent game, not an exceptional game. If I'd been firing on all cylinders, I would easily had. Actually, I probably will have 100 here. After my losing streak yesterday, I'm after putting up. I put 95 points in another game today. I'm averaging nearly the best part of 100 a game. Okay, it's fine. Bring the double here for Thon. Oh, it's all good. Should have something here. Aaron Baines to the basket. Oh, that's so clean. That is not a foul. That's one of those ones where if this was offline play, you could challenge the call and it would definitely be overturned. That is a terrible, terrible call, referee. And doesn't really matter at the end of the day. We have a 35-point lead. Oh, nice dunk there by Aaron Baines. I was meant to be a fake, but you know what? I'll take the 2 points. 2 points is still 2 points. Good job there by Danny Manning stopping the dunk. On the break, Brandon Roy gives us 100. There we go. That's the first time he put up 100 in an unlimited game in quite a while, and he's given up. He has just straight up given up. To be fair, we did only give up with a minute to go. He's flopping. You know what? I'm just going to work on my releases. As I say that, I completely sell a release. And we give him the ball right back. There we go. Like, I'm literally just going to use this stage to work on releases with some latency. It's P. Maravich. Obviously knocking down that shot with ease. This guy's flopping, so I'm not going to show him any sportsmanship. And we're going to hit a shot with Brandon Roy to end the game. He's probably going to pause out, but you know what? That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I've been very, very salty at certain things before, so I'd be kind of similar to losing by 48 points in a game. He's not going to show sportsmanship by flopping and shooting half-court shots. I'm not going to show sportsmanship by dribbling out the game, so yeah. Take that 48-point loss. So in the end, Maravich didn't have the greatest game, but he still did have 20. Aaron Baines had 15. Christian Wood had 15 as well. Brandon Roy had 11. Von Maker at 10. Kevin Porter had 8. Dr. J had 7. Manning at 6. Brogdon at 6. Worthy had 4. DiVincenzo at 3. Reddish at 2. And Rui did not score. Did Rui Hachimura play 7 minutes? I did not realize he played that long. He literally did not score. Or he didn't take a shot. But in the end, we shot 70% from 3, 75% from the field. If you're letting me shoot those numbers, I'm going to win every game. So, yeah, that is that. But anyway, yeah. Easy win there. So anyway, that is the video. I'm not sure. I think I might go with this. I think I might just scrap the Roko experiment and just put Danny Manning in because I really do like this card, to be honest. But it is yet to be seen. But anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. Should be quite a fun tournament anyway, and our team obviously is very, very good. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.